Turkey is hosting a conference on migration in Istanbul. Representatives from 150 countries will discuss the refugee crisis. Turkey hosts around 2 million refugees, and the European Commission wants a better plan to deal with the crisis. The EU plans to offer Turkey more than $1 billion over the next year to help deal with the crisis. It also looks to work with relief organizations to address humanitarian needs, and in return, it wants Turkey to register the refugees and give them legal protection. Let's get more on this. Francis Collins is following the conference for us. Francis, who's attending the conference?
Well, there's delegates from 150 nations around the world because it's a UN-sponsored conference. It's the 8th one of its kind. Of course, it comes at a particularly difficult time for Turkey, given the number of refugees that have been here and have left and are here. There are numbering officially over 2 million and many more unofficially. As you say, it comes against the backdrop of negotiations between Turkey and the European Union over how to deal with this issue. This morning, the European Council President Donald Tusk made some comments saying that Turkey needed to reduce the flow of refugees. He said there was a long march towards greater cooperation with countries in this region. Essentially, they're both trying to decide, and they both have got their own positions on how to go forward, how to solve this crisis, which at the moment is pretty bad. But don't forget, the weather may be getting colder. Come the spring, they're already thinking there could be many more people trying to come to Turkey and beyond into the European Union borders.
Looking at the numbers, considering the magnitude quite large, why is it taking so long for some for a regional solution to the issue?
Well, it's a complicated scenario. We obviously know that. It's an almost unprecedented time in terms of conflict and difficulties across this region. But it also essentially comes down to banging heads together. There have been precedents in the past of a situation like this being dealt with. The one notably is the Vietnamese boat people of 30 years ago. At that time, the UN got the major players together and they all agreed on certain rules of how to go forward. It was a complicated set of rules, but it did work. That is something that is lacking at the moment from the dialogue that has been ongoing over the last 2 years.
All right, Francis Collins with the latest. Thank you.